The next feature I will show that was added to Genero 2.40 is the concept of the display array and the list modification triggers. So here I have my display array program running, so a display array, and it's got the three new list modification triggers: on insert, on update, on delete, corresponding to these three actions here. And I can come along, trigger the on update, and now I'm in input where I can modify that row. Conversely, I could come down and delete a row. I can choose whether I delete or not. Or I could perhaps choose to insert a row. Using these list modification triggers, I can then do an input just on that line. So when we were in an update, we were just doing an input statement just on that line. So the current line being used as the parameters for the input statement there. These new triggers, on insert, on update, on delete, we can use them just like any other action. So here I've turned the update and delete actions on or off depending on the price. So if the price is greater than 80, then I won't be able to update or delete. So if I just scroll down to here, note the update and delete actions turn on and off when the price exceeds 80. The alternative to using these display array and list modification triggers to update an array was to use the input array statement. But you'll probably find that using the display array statement with these list modification triggers, you'll have a lot more control over things like locking, because you're able to add the appropriate code in the appropriate place to lock those rows, rather than input arrays are a bit more tricky to implement in that particular area. You'll also find that your users are perhaps more familiar with this methodology, so selecting the line, then update, delete, or insert. And if we were to take it a bit more advanced, when you're in a web environment, you probably have a little cross or an update, whether you're deleting or updating that particular line. So we think that the display array and the list modification triggers is a good alternative to use instead of input array when you want to give your application a more modern look and feel in a GUI environment.